Yeah.
I'm gonna take a hard left here and change the subject.
Let's go.
We had a great discussion the other day about workflow, about dealing with people, and about how our brains work, right? And so I'm an ADHD guy, you're an ADHD guy, and we have been able to navigate brains that work like that, fairly well, dare I say, fairly well. Now, not always, right? But we've learned some really good tricks, techniques. You got to play to your strengths, right? So if I say, hey, Chris, your job is to sit here with a pen and pad for the next 8 hours and, do this one thing, you're going to lose your mind, right? I'm
already freaking out, even hearing you say that.
Right. But you've had some good success, chunking down to the 20, 30-minute chunks of work, which I absolutely love. Back in my music days, I was a music teacher and musician, and I would tell, and I knew people would remember the first 10 minutes of their practice session and the last 10 minutes of their practice session the best. So I would say practice for 20 minutes, stop, do a break state, which is what in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, we call it a break state, and then do another 20 minutes, stop, do a break state, do another 20 minutes, right? And that has been such a good tool. And you reminded me of this when we were talking the other day, because you've got clients, projects, and you're doing the 20 to 30-minute chunks of time, aren't you?
Yeah. Sheesh. It was an interesting moment we had the other day. It was a bit kismet with both of us. Like you said, I've been taking off. I've been exploding. Things have been going fast.
Yeah.
I'm to the point that I have a lot of clients. And one of my buddies saw me a few weeks back and was like watching me work. He's a real estate agent, and we were just, kind of just like we were catching coffee and working next to each other. And he was observing me, and he was like, man, I want you to try something. And he didn't even know I had ADD. Maybe he kind of, I don't know. He was just noticing how I was working and whatnot. And he said, I want you to try something. I want you to work for 20 minutes. He originally, I think he even said 10. But he said, I want you to do this small amount of time working on one client and one project. And then I want you to do it again and throughout, rotate through all your clients that you've got projects for right now. And my brain just melted at first because I couldn't even imagine stopping in the middle of my project.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it. I did it. I let him talk me through it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. My stress level went way down immediately.
Really?
Well, within the first, I didn't do 10 minutes. I chose to do 20 to 40 minutes per client.
Okay.
And, after just a couple of them being done, I started to be like, wow, sense of accomplishment, endorphin burst. And it was a piece of the project was now done.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through all the clients, and in a short order of time, I was like, wait a minute. I've done a bunch of clients. A bunch of clients have a nice little chunk started. And then when I came back around to the first one that I had done, I was fresh. I was ready to tackle it. And, something that I don't think about is when I sit there and I grind on a project. Sometimes you got to, but you're hurting yourself because you're going to end up giving yourself analysis paralysis. And you're going to be stuck fractaling in one little thing, especially with our minds, Chris, with our ADD.
Yeah.
Whew. Versus letting it be for a minute and to speak to the ADD, stimulating ourselves with totally different things.
Yeah.
And then you come back and you're fresh.
Right.
At least that's what I've found. Over these past few weeks, my productivity has went.
Well, our brains like novelty, right?
Yes.
And there isn't any novelty to working for 8 hours on the exact same project, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now, some people can do that, and they have a different neurological perspective. Amazing, right? You got to work. You got to work to your strengths.
Sure.
Brought to you by